Right, what we're going to look at today is adding and subtracting in standard form. Now, it's been a little while since we've seen standard form, um, but remember, it's about having a number between 1 and 10 times by the 10 to the power of something. So if it's a big number, so if it's in the thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, this power is going to be positive. If it's a really small number, like it's got loads of decimal points, so 0.0003, this power is going to be a negative. Right, so when we are adding and subtracting, the best way to do it, there's two ways you can do it. If these powers are the same, then we can just add or subtract these numbers and then keep this same power. We might then have to convert it into standard form afterwards if this first number in our answer is not in between 1 and 10. So if the powers are the same, it's pretty simple. So what we do, so we've got 4.5 times 10 to the power of 7, take away 2.7 times 10 to the power of 7. So they're two standard form numbers. So because this is a takeaway, we do 4.5 take away 2.7, and that's going to give us our number, and then we keep our times 10 to the power of 7. Because it's the same in both, then we keep it in our answer. So 4.5 take away 2.7. Can't take 7 away from 5, so I'm going to borrow 1 from the tens column, well, from the units column. 15 take away 7 is 8. Decimal point goes under the decimal points. 3 take away 2 is 1. So the answer is 1.8 times 10 to the power of 7. At this stage, you've got an answer, but just double check. Make sure this number at the front is between 1 and 10, and it is. Okay, so yeah, that's the answer in standard form. So let's have a look at another example. What we're going to do, we'll do 5.8 times 10 to the minus 3 plus 6.4 times 10 to the minus 3. So the first thing to notice is these two powers are the same. So the answer, or our first step, is going to be putting 10 to the minus 3 as part of our answer. So what we need to do, because this is a plus, we need to do 5.8 plus 6.4. And then it's times 10 to the minus 3. The minus means it's a really small number, so we'd be dividing by 10 3 times. So now we need to work out what 5.8 plus 6.4 is. Remember, first decimal place all underneath each other, decimal point all underneath, and the whole numbers all underneath each other. So 8 plus 4 is 12, carry the 1 over. 6 plus 5 is 11, plus 1 is 12. So we get 12.2 times 10 to the minus 3. Now, the only issue here is this number, 12.2, is not between 1 and 10. It's actually greater than 10. So to make this between 1 and 10, I'm going to have to divide this by 10. But if to keep this equals, whatever I do to this number, I must do the opposite to this bit. So I'm dividing by 10, so the opposite of divide by 10 is times by 10. And when I times by 10, I just increase the power, at the moment it's minus 3, by 1. Okay, so the answer is 12.2 divided by 10, well that's moved the decimal point one place, 1.22, times 10. Well, at the moment, that's a really small number, so I'm going to increase this by 1. So if I times it by 10, I increase this number by 1. So increase minus 3 by 1, and I get to minus 2. Okay, because it needs to go up by 1. Right, let's have a look. Example. Third example, let's have a look. What's this one? It's a slight bit different. 7.2 times 10 to the power of 4 plus 2.3 times 10 to the power of 3. Now, what's so different about this than the previous examples? Well, I have to say it's the power. One is 4 and one is 3. So the easiest way to do this, whenever you get these, is write them as normal numbers first. Okay, so 7.2, and then I'm going to times it by 10 4 times. That means I'm going to move the decimal point and make the number bigger. So to make the number bigger, I move the decimal point to the right, because then I can pop in lots of zeros. So I've got to move it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. So the decimal point now goes there, and I pop a few zeros in. So I've actually got 72,000. That's what this number represents. Plus, and let's write 2.3, and I've got to move the decimal point 3 times to make this number bigger. 1, 2, 3. So the decimal point is going to go there, and I put in 2 zeros in the gaps. So that's 2,300. So what this is asking you to do is work out the answer to 72,000 plus 2,300. Right, 0 and 0 is 0. 0 and 0 is 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. 2 plus 2 is 4. 7, and there's nothing there, so that's a 0. So 74,300. Right, the only problem now is I need to convert it back to standard form. If they want to leave it as a normal number, then you leave it as 73,400. But let's have a look. 300. Right, the decimal point at the moment is just after the 0. So how many times do I have to move it back? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to move it back 4 times. So I'm going to have 7.43 times 10 to the power of 2, 3, 4. And there you go. That's your answer in standard form. Right, have a go at some of the questions and do your best. If you get stuck, email me and I'll see if I can help you. All right, have a good day.